Hi everyone, it's Rachel here and I'm just looking for my book. It disappears. It goes walkabout every single time. So today is, I put a little marker in so I could go faster, is day 56 and the request was by Mary and inspired by Mum's journal. So I have a video. I'll link that in the description box of what I gave Mum for Christmas. I don't have it here, so I can't show you, but I'm going to be inspired by that, which is a little bit tough, but anyway, we'll see, because it was a particular thing that I did. It's a mix of fabric and paper. So what I might do is start off, I might grab, if I can find them here. I've got a doily. Just 1 second. I've got the video up so I can remember what I did, because otherwise I won't remember. And I'm just going to make sure my iPad doesn't turn off so I can see it. No, that's not right. That's Survivor. Australian Survivor last season. Okay. So, yeah, so I made Mum this little journal with a mix of papers and stitching and fabrics and that sort of thing. So, she really liked it. She doesn't do paper crafting, my dear Mum, but she was very inspired by, which I was surprised. I knew she would like it, but I didn't think that she would find it so inspiring, but she did. So I was very happy about that. So what I need to do is I'm just going to grab, I'm just a little bit disorganized today. Well, that's nothing new, is it? You've heard that before. Because I've been working on orders. I've been a good girl. Okay, I'm going to grab that one. Okay, here we go. I'm all inspired. Oops, I'm all inspired to smash out my orders. And that can go on there. And I want brown. I'll have my coffee brown. Okay. And we will just stamp on here on my glue book. I'm going to stamp the doily a little bit. So I probably don't need ink. Is that going to stick on there? No. Okay, I'll just do it without. It does actually have double-sided tape on it, but it's not sticky anymore. Probably need to get some more, put some more on. So I want that to go on that side. And just give it a little stamp. That's it. That's perfect. That's all I want. And I'm going to glue it there, but not yet. Okay, so I don't know whether I'll do any more stamping, so I'll just put those all over there out of my way. Sorry about the noise. Okay, we'll get our act together. Okay, so we'll have that there. Now these are just random pieces. They'll eventually become something. I don't know what they're going to become, but they will become something. Maybe not today. I'll have a little piece of fabric here, like so. Yes, I'm going to put a little bit of glue under there and then I'll stitch it. We might go with the Giotto glue today because that will stick better. Sticks fabric as well. These might become little journaling cards or something. And then I'm going to grab some, now where is my ephemera here. This is what I want. So these little scripty things are really good for this. So I'll just tear them. So that way we can reuse one antique piece multiple times. I might put that there. And then we need some sort of lace to go somewhere. Maybe just some netting, I think. Got a piece of netting here. So yeah, I really just, with Mum's present, I just really mixed up a whole lot of papers, different, you know, sort of mixed media a little bit. Put that there. Put it there, I think. Okay, so I'm going to glue this down first. Yeah, just mixed up all different like fabric and paper, and did a little bit of hand stitching as you do. And because, you know, mum, as I said, I've said a million times, she's a sewer, and so but she does enjoy that sort of thing, so she did really like it. I'll put that one there, like so, maybe down there. Now that's going to be fun, putting some glue on there. And I'm just doing it on some old book page, which I really like. Bit more glue under there. Okay, so before I do anything else, I might do some stitching, and I've got some, I like to use quite often navy blue for this. No, I might use a contrasting colour there because that fabric's quite dark. I like this sort of terracotta-y sort of colour. Whoops, I don't have both my threads together. They've separated. Just a sec. Okay, now to do the knot, I know I show you every single time, but I know some people's just tangled. Put your tail, you've got the point up, put the tail of your cotton facing down. That's the point, that's the bottom of the needle. Wrap it around 2 or 3 times. Don't hold it too tight, and just keep the pressure there and pull it right to the end, and you will get a knot. Well, you should. Sometimes mine tangles. Just persevere. Just keep trying. When my sister first showed me that method, I couldn't do it, but you do get it in the end. And we're going to do some, I might do some running stitch. This is pretty easy. It's not very thick, the paper. Hopefully you can see. Did everybody have a nice weekend? I did. We went up to Steph's grandparents, and we had a lovely lunch. My mother-in-law made cannelloni, and we had a barbecued meat and potatoes, and then my husband went down the field. It's all his was his grandparents' land, but they're not alive anymore. So now it's Steph's mum and her siblings' land. But there's a cherry tree, but he went down to see if there were any cherries there, because he lived there actually until I think he was about 8. And there were quite a few more cherry trees than there are now, but those ones have died. And he has such memories. It's his favourite fruit, and he just loves it. And he was determined to find cherries, but there weren't any. Lulu and I didn't go down the hill with him because the grass was long, and I wasn't going down there. Sorry. There could be vipers. No brown snakes, but vipers. Vipers are pretty bad. Anyway, so we were standing there, sort of looking at the castle of San Leo in the distance and over the valley, and it's super pretty, admiring it. And then I noticed that there were lots of chamomile flowers. So I said to Lulu, they're chamomile flowers, and I picked one and I said, smell that, you know, chamomile tea. And she's like, oh. And I said, we could get some and make chamomile tea. So we did. It was quite funny because my mother-in-law gave me a bowl to put them in. We kept getting spiders and freaking out. So then we decided that we'd clean off the flowers. You only need the flower tops, you know, the actual flower. So we just took those home, so we didn't take any nasties home with us. But Lulu was leaping about everywhere because there were spiders in the flowers, and I must have picked them up and had them in my hand. I don't think they were bitey spiders, but they didn't look very nice. So here we go. I'll just go back. I'm just going to keep on going. I love that. I'm just going to keep on going until my thread finishes. Might as well just finish off the thread. Oh, I wish it wouldn't unthread. It's just a waste of our time, isn't it? Oh, come on. In you go. Right. I see some areas where I need to put a bit more glue. Okay. And there we go. So then I'll just go in through a previous stitch a few times and then go through the loop and you knot it. Okay. And that should be fine, because if you decided to back it with something, you'll put glue there anyway and that will stick down. Now I am just going to put a bit of glue there because that needs to stick down better, and that's all stuck. That's pretty good. Okay, so I mean that was pretty quick, wasn't it? The next thing I might do is look for something to embellish it with. So we could get, let's see what we've got floating around. I don't think I want any of those. No, I don't want any of that. Let me see what images I have over here that I haven't put away. Have that. Oh, that could be good. One of those flowers. Butterflies. See, I haven't put any of these things away. So I'll just put that over there, because otherwise I accidentally pick up my scissors and use them for paper when I want to keep those just for fabric, because the paper makes the scissors go blunt, but then they don't cut. They will always cut paper, but they don't cut fabric anymore. And I've done very bad cutting there, very bad. Let's bring this over near. There we go. I don't mind the butterfly, but I don't think I'll put the butterfly there. So I could cut out this one. I probably won't go between the stems there, because then they'll make it very delicate. So Lulu and I thought we might head off to the beach tomorrow morning early, because I think it's going to be warm enough, and we thought we'd just have a walk because it's quite shallow here. So we thought we'd have a walk in the water, which is good for us, and then we're going to take our breakfast with us, and we're going to sit and have breakfast, and we're going to go early before all the people get there. Oh, Lulu, you're all... guys, every time I turn the video on, what happens? Missy Moo Moo is hungry. Well, I was going to make banana bread for tomorrow, if you can wait for that. You don't want me to make banana bread?
No.
Oh, what do you want me to make?
I don't know.
Why don't you go and make something? Oh, did you hear that, guys? Disgusted. Disgusted by the suggestion. Okay, so I've cut my flour out. Yeah. Why don't you make them?
Why do I have to make them?
Because I'm busy.
I'm busy too.
Well, I'm working.
I'm doing homework.
I think I'll put that one there. Might have a little, you don't escape the Tracy labels here. We don't escape those ever. Oh, stem. Oh, I quite like the balance of the blue there.
Do we have any almonds?
We do.
Okay, can I have some almonds with chocolate chips?
Well, no, not if I have to use the chocolate chips to make.
Have some from the other packet there. Finish those off.
Oh, dearie me. Maybe I like that one more. Yeah, I want to have it a little bit, oh, excuse me, little doily, you just stay where I tell you. Put it under there. Okay. So there's a hint of the old book underneath. I'm just having a thought. Oops, plenty of glue on there. I'm thinking, where's my little card? That's not what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, I've forgotten what I was thinking. Oh dear. What was I thinking? Oh yeah, I was thinking, oh no, I need to find them though. What about, here it is, because it's just on a very old book page, what about if I put it on some cardstock, like, you know, scrapbooking paper. So I'll need a piece, but I'd like to maybe just see the scrapbooking paper shooting out the sides. Look at all these. I mean, I'm full of scrapbooking paper scraps. I really need to do some scrap busting, don't I? That's what I need to do, scrap busting. None of those are wide enough. I don't know why I'm looking at those. That's wide enough. I don't think I want that one. Unless that makes it too wide. But maybe only very slightly. If it were only very slightly, it would be good. Don't mind that one. I might like this one. That's nice paper. Nope. I quite like the stripes on this one.
I put in the ones that were remaining from the other packet. It wasn't anything with either.
Okay, thank you, Lily. You're very helpful. Oh, she says she loves my sarcasm. Was I being sarcastic? No, never. I'm not sarcastic. Oh, here we go. This could be good. Yes. Okay, so I need my trimmer. I'm just going to put a little marking. I don't want too much. I might have a little bit more top and bottom just because it's going to become more like a tag, I think. I like to make something useful, not just to look at. So we're going to make it a tag, but I'm just trying to find, I had, you know, I was full of pens before, pens and pencils. Do you think I can find them now that I've turned the, there we go. Now that I've turned the camera on. Not on your life. Okay, and I will have to cover the back of that one because it's got the circles. So I should put it in that way because that's the straight side. There we go. And I need to trim that because that's crooked, that one. Right. We're in business. Business. Isn't that pretty? I like that. So I'm going to glue that on there. Get glue everywhere. I don't want to have that that's sticky. We'll just fold that in half because that could become a tag at some point. And we're going to get some glue on here. I could probably just use my prick glue. I don't really need to be using this one. But I'm going to get glue right to the edge because I don't want to... You see what I mean? Like you've glued your stitches in. Actually, you could even not knot it and then just glue. When you put the glue, it will stick. Right. That's a bit of fun. Like that. Okay, so I've got to cover that. I'm going to cover that with... Oh, I've got this pretty paper. Let's see what this is from my kit yesterday or the day before. And I think that would be lovely on the other side. So let me get some glue on here. It's a little bit bumpy, but I think I'll use my other glue. We like to save the Giotto glue. Even though I don't know about this glue, whether it sticks the fabric so well or not. I'm not sure whether how long lasting. I've glued things with the Giotto glue and tried to take them off. And they would, they ripped the paper off, not the fabric. If you know what I mean, like the fabric came off with the paper still attached. So I consider that to be pretty good. And then I will stitch around that part with the machine afterwards. And there you have a very interesting different tag. So my base is always a small sized sort of old book page. You can always cut a book page down if you don't have that size. I'll tell you, actually I should measure it for you. I'll tell you what size it is. Okay, so let's measure it. In the spirit of sharing, we'll measure the book. So it's a bit over 3.5, nearly 3 3/4, and it's about 6 inches long, centimeters, 15 by 9. That's the size of my little old book page. There we go, isn't that cute? So there I've got a nice tag or journaling card, whatever I want it to be. With some hand stitching on it, stamping, fabric. Okay, so that's that one. Now we're going to make another one. And what will we do on this one? Well, I've got some fabric. I was just thinking, no, I'll do it on this one. I was thinking if I might like to put some lace on, but I might do it with this one. That could go there. Have some of this. Maybe that's just some baker's, baking paper. That's, I put my my tea dyed papers on there. When I put them in the oven. Now I'm just sifting through here quickly where the scripty things are. Little scripty things, I should say. The little ones. See if there's anything here I might want. Oh, no, I don't think I want that one. Let me see. Got this one. Put that one too, that's a good one. Okay. We don't want to be here all day. I'm not sure about that. I might put some of this one down. Maybe I'll put that there. And then we might have, let me just see about this one. No. I'd need to trim that down. Let me see. I won't go in all the nooks and crannies. So not everything that I did in my mum's book had hand stitching, but a lot of it did. Okay. No, that's not the look I'm looking for. Okay, and what else do I have? Maybe that could go, no, I want it like that. I probably tore too much of that one off, but it's not the end of the world. I wanted it to overhang. I could put a little bit of this in here underneath. Slip that under there too. And then maybe over the top. Or maybe I could have a little piece of fabric. Got some fabrics here. I love this fabric. Let me just grab this one. Might remove that one and have that one. Okay, so I'll put this, glue this one down. Might even glue it on kind of coming off the page. And then I wanted to find, here we go. No, that one's no good. I wanted to find a lace that I could use for its pocket, make a pocket. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make a pocket. Something like that, maybe. A piece of that one. Might be too many holes in that one because whatever I try to put in there will get stuck on it. So I have more over here. This one maybe. I didn't want to, oh, I like that though. See, now I've covered up all the whole book page. Oh well, I have covered it all up, but I do like that. That's what I like. And I'm going to hand stitch it I'm not going to machine stitch it. I'm going to hand stitch it, and I'm going to use blue if I can find it. Here we go. No, I need a long piece. Yeah, so if you're hand stitching the paper, you want to make sure you don't want to be stopping and starting with your thread, because you don't want to have too many knots. Oh dear, I didn't thread it, did I? Oh, I hope I don't get tangled. That's my knot. Well, that's fun, isn't it? I just broke it off. Hopefully, now I've said that if you can keep them long, mine aren't going to be long enough. I'll just get this glue off my fingers. There we go, that's better. Okay. Right. Sometimes I use also, you know, paper clips or wonder clips to just hold things in place. So you could stick this down in a journal or make another tag like the other one and have a little pocket. You could hinge it and put it in the journal as a page, which is what I did with a lot of the things in my mum's journal. It's not really for writing or memory keeping or anything. That's just more of a visual sort of thing. Oops, that's a big stitch. And it's a nice way to keep, you know, bits and pieces of your favourite fabrics, your favourite laces. Maybe you put, like in my mum's, I put a real piece of super old handwriting. It was just a little piece that I found when I was dissecting an old book. And there was a little piece of old handwriting fell out of it. Oops, got a knot. Yeah, so when I get those loopy knots, it doesn't always work, but I put my needle in and then I just tug at it and it normally comes out. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes then you're in trouble. Oh, I didn't go through the paper. Okay, nearly there. I mean, obviously you can just glue the fabric down. You can stitch it with your sewing machine. But if you like the hand sew and look, then you can hand sew them. Okay, doesn't take too long. Got this little piece floating around. Just a little scrappy piece. Do I want that anywhere? No, I don't think so. Now, where did that butterfly go? Maybe I'd like the butterfly there. No, I don't think so. So then what? Maybe we don't need anything else. Maybe just there may be a little piece of him. Oh, a little piece of this. Oh yeah, I would like that. Okay, and I'm going to grab the blue. Hopefully I've got enough here. And I'm going to just do, I might glue it down actually. It's only a little bit of glue. Glue it down. And then I'm going to just do a few X's. So I'm going to do it a bit like cross stitch, so I do them that way. I'm left-handed, so this is the way I go. If you're right-handed, you probably go the other way. Just making it up. And I'm probably going to run out of thread. Can I make it? And then I won't do a knot, I'll just glue it. I can make it. Okay, I'll go through my, like you would with cross stitch, I'll just go back through my X's. And I might just put a tiny bit of glue, and you could put washi tape. I'm going to put some glue and some sort of paper there, I think. Just a scrap of paper. That scrap of paper, I'll just get the glue here. That's very cute, I like that. And I have to decide, I don't really want to cover up the book too much. Put that there and have a little bit of the book peeking out. It can just be something that you can tuck into a pocket. little bit more. Got this left over from yesterday. Yeah, I'll stick that there. Oh, that's pretty. You can see a tiny bit of the book. I think I might put that there. I think I'll take the script off because it's a little bit too long. So with this one, we decorated both sides of the paper. I like those colours. So a little bit of writing space there. You can see a little bit of the old book page. You can certainly see the edges of the old book page. And it's just like a little journaling card. So that is it. That's inspired by, and obviously you can put something in there. That's inspired by what I gave Mum for Christmas, the journal. That's what Mary asked. So yeah, it's a mix of fabric and paper and hand stitching. There's no machine stitching and there is a bit of glue. So that's that one. Oh, I will machine stitch around that one, I think, though, just to make sure I've glued it all properly. Instead, this one will just slip into a pocket like, as it is. It's quite a soft card, but I like that. Okay, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you again soon. Bye. Can't turn you off. Just a minute, let me stand up.